Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you two different ways to capture wild yeast. Let's get to it. Alright, so for the first way that we're going to capture some wild yeast is I'm going to take this pint jar, I'm going to fill it about half full with some water, and I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of sugar in it. I'm going to take it outside and we're going to find a place to put it where there is some sort of fruit, under a tree, under a bush, under some plants. Somewhere where I think there's probably going to be some yeast just floating around in the air from the fruit, and we're going to set it under there and capture some wild yeast just from the air, hopefully. The other thing I'm going to have to do with this way of doing it is I need to keep the bugs out, the ants and such. So this is just a piece of window screen, and so I'm just going to screw on a piece of window screen. That's going to keep all the little bugs and critters and stuff out of it, and we'll probably just leave it there for the day, maybe not even all day. It might not even take that long, but we'll see. And then there's another way I'll show you after this. Let's go find us a place to put this. Okay, so we got about half a jar of water, and let's just put in a couple tablespoons of sugar, just eyeballing it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to shake this up real good. I found where I'm going to put this jar of sugar water. I'm going to find a place amongst all these berries and just set it down in here, and I'll come check on it later today. Shouldn't take too long to capture some yeast if we're going to be successful. Okay, I'm just going to drop it right down in here. Right down here on the ground. Now for the second part of how we can collect some wild yeast. For this method, instead of trying to collect the yeast that is floating around in the air, we're going to actually collect it right off of the ripe berries themselves. I'll probably just fill this jar halfway up with the berries. And of course, you got to watch out for the thorns. Lots of thorns. And these are wild dewberries or blackberries. I never can tell the difference, but I'm pretty sure these are the dewberries because they grow to 4 or 5 feet tall. I don't know if you can see all of these berries in this video or not, but thousands. Maybe we'll get to make some dewberry brandy. So we collected our dewberries, about half the jar. Now we're going to put water in there. Yeah, yayish. And then a couple tablespoons of sugar. Give or take. No need to really measure that out. Just eyeball it. Shake that up real good. Shake it up real good. And there. And that's it. Now I'm just going to leave this out here in the owl's nest where it's nice and warm. Ambient temperatures in the 90s, which is going to be just right to activate that wild yeast. When people first started making alcohol, there were not stores. You couldn't go buy the yeast, and you couldn't go buy the sugar and the grains and it was all done by what you could find. And it is possible to make your own moonshine at home from the woods. You can absolutely make your own alcohol from everything in the woods, and I think I'm probably going to do a series about that. So now all we got to do is wait. This shouldn't take too long. This one I'll probably check tomorrow. I'm going to loosen this lid up a little bit so carbon dioxide can escape. If you've made it this far in the video, do me a favor and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you would like me to do a series on how to make your own whiskey not going to the store at all, using everything from nature to make some whiskey. If you'd like to see something like that, leave me a comment. If I get enough of them, I'll do that series. Oh, looky there. Doesn't look like we caught anything except ants. Oh well. Okay, so we got our jars back. Now it has actually been 2 or 3 days. The disappointing thing was that we got nothing out of this one. And that's all right. That's okay. I know this method works. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But this one worked very well. And let's see. If I open this up, it will probably fizz up. Yep. Hopefully y'all can see that. Has kind of a sour smell. It doesn't smell the same as the. It kind of does. Yeah, it's got a bit of a sour smell, almost a sulfur smell, but not quite. But anyway, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to strain it off. I'm going to strain off the berries, and then I'm going to put it in a little bit larger jar and mix up some more sugar and dump all this liquid into that, build up the colony a little more. And tomorrow I'm going to do a mountain brandy mash, and I'm going to use this for the yeast. So ought to be fun.